Trash Talkers Podcast.
And he constantly kicks himself out of his own house.
But I'm
May
pretty
not
sure
be-
his teeth are all living in place.
Hey, it's on my window. I should keep going. Let me do that. This is a good idea.
Premeditated dumb. Okay, Thomas Jefferson.
I'm
We'll
pretty
go with
sure
Thomas
Abraham
Jefferson.
Lincoln is the guy that did that. I think Abraham Lincoln.
Don't be sexist. We need ladies here.
And now, here's your hosts.
My name is Josh Kindig, and welcome. I am sitting here today in a nice short. I believe it is a Jordan short and a Thor, like a throwback Thor T-shirt. And Kenny is
And sure, Kenny.
plain shirt Kenny, very conservative dressed summer Kenny.
Summer Kenny.
Yeah, it's a nice summer Kenny look.
Summer Kenny.
I think we're well dressed for this podcast. Very relaxing podcast.
No Isaiah, though.
No Isaiah today. Isaiah is
We know sick with what?
sickish.
Ish.
Sickish. I don't know what he's sick with.
Can you be
I
sick?
didn't ask him. He told me he was sick, and I said, cool. I feel like as a friend, I should have inquired more.
Hope you're okay. No. Cool. Yeah. Good.
Hope you're okay. So, first thing I want to slightly talk about Facebook. Yes, Facebook. We have a Facebook page. If you'll listen to the podcast, I'll throw a link to our Facebook page in the description. Please go there. I don't even care if you don't like the podcast. Like it there. And post stuff and talk to us. We'd like to hear from different people about different things. The other thing, we want to start doing a mailbag thing, so also go to Facebook for this. Just leave us a message, and with whatever question you want to be answered. You can ask any question. You can ask
Your name.
You can ask what your name is. Please include your name
I haven't implied it.
in that question.
Isn't it, though? You're supposed to name.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'm ready to do that.
Yeah, so you can ask your name.
Just give your social security number,
Mike.
date of birth, all that, credit card numbers. You can leave that information also.
I think we'll need all that to correctly answer that question.
Thank you.
But really, anything you want to ask, if you want to know what recipes require high proportion amounts of potatoes, you can ask that.
Potato.
Potato.
You want to know our social security numbers or credit card numbers? Go ahead and
You
ask
can ask that too.
I don't want to answer, but
Probably not, but you can ask it. Let's see, if you want relationship advice,
that's like
you can ask that. If you ask, why can't I find a girlfriend? But
you're
you
not
fail
looking.
to include that you look like you could eat an apple through a fence, then we
What?
won't be able, like British.
like British.
Yes.
I don't
Teeth crazy.
crazy teeth,
Apple
but
through a fence.
uh,
I like it.
I don't know.
So,
never heard that one before. That's a new
but
one.
yeah, if you got to include some details with the thing, you could stay anonymous. You don't have to put or you can request stay anonymous in any of these. But if you want to ask a question like that, that's fine. If you want to ask any like fitness or kind of nutrition questions, go ahead and ask that. I know that I'm thinking about doing a small little section of the podcast, just slightly hitting on fitness.
Fitness.
And different kind of just nutritional things to improve the quality of life for some gamers, because every gaming tournament or anything I've ever walked into, it just looks like a convention for future diabetes. So
Really?
I feel, yeah, a little bit, but I feel like we can just just improve the life of a few people who decide to take little things. And it doesn't have to, or a lot of things I'll probably be talking about, these fitness things won't be drastic changes to lifestyle, but just small little things here and there to improve quality of life. But okay, first thing I want to talk about, because this has been weird.
This is the second thing now. You talked about Facebook first.
Yeah,
Go
over the
ahead.
last 2 weeks, I've seen 2 raccoons and 1 porcupine in the city. And this is weird because in my life, I have never seen neither a porcupine or a raccoon. And all of this happened within the last 2 weeks. So the first one, the raccoons, completely different sides of the city, both on roads, just running down the road. Have you ever seen a raccoon run? Weirdest looking
Kind of
thing.
like shuffle like a slinky almost.
Yeah, and it's odd that they both came right around Guardians of the Galaxy, because raccoon. But they're weird creatures. Their like hind legs are so much longer than their front legs, so they have like this disproportionate hop thing that they do. It's funny to watch. But I saw 2 of them. It was weird. The other one I saw was a porcupine. And now I even researched this and looked at this like online, like porcupines exist in Albuquerque, because it was so weirded out. I mean, I could see raccoons living everywhere because raccoons dig through trash and trash is everywhere. So raccoons, okay. Porcupines, I looked it up. They only live in like wooded areas and in the mountains.
That's the
And
general
the part of the
assumption
city I saw them in, nowhere near wooded areas, nowhere near mountains. Just
This is a mountain city, though. I mean, it's almost
okay.
They could take a good walk and be here.
Yeah, they could take a good. Yeah, hold on. A porcupine's like top speed is 3 miles an hour.
They got here in like a year.
It's like a shuffle for a person, like just slowly shuffling your feet so you move across the room. That's their top speed. That's like if they're booking it. And so 5, 6, 7 miles into the city.
Maybe a hawk dropped it.
Not an easy task.
Maybe it was like food.
A hawk dropped it because they're so spiky. But whatever. So I'm driving down a pretty main road in Albuquerque. And I'm coming up on the bridge over I-25. I'm driving over the bridge, and all of a sudden there's just this giant thing in the road. And I slam on the brakes to not hit this giant
All right,
thing.
so giant. How tall is a porcupine? Like the porcupine you saw?
Porcupine's about a foot tall.
About a foot tall.
About a foot tall.
It's just like a giant pincushion, though.
It is. And this one was about 2 feet long. This thing was like a big old 30-pound porcupine.
See, like
I
when
looked
I-
up the thing because it was like porcupine's biggest size generally is 30 pounds. I was like, oh, I saw the biggest porcupine ever. But so I see this thing. I thought I hit it originally. I didn't hear it, but I stopped. I stopped so close to it that I couldn't see it over my hood. And I'm in a car that's hood slopes down. It's a Dodge Dart, so I'm in a car and its hood slopes downwards. So not being able to see something right in front of the car is odd. But I stopped so close to this thing that I could not see it. And it just starts hobbling, gets over onto the sidewalk of the bridge, and just starts walking down the sidewalk as though, sorry bro, I'm drunk. I lost the sidewalk. Found it again though. He continued hobbling, and I noticed it's a porcupine. This is the weirdest week ever. I don't know. It just may be me because I'm fascinated by animals and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like the city's being overrun by porcupine.
It's the end times, bro. They're
It's
all
the
coming
end
out.
times, bro. They talked about this in the Bible.
Rains.
Plagues of porcupines.
We've had a flood.
Trans-
Now we're having animals come in the city. It's all happening. All sign.
It was translated wrong. It's not locusts. It's porcupines.
Raccoons.
Raccoons. Okay.
Maybe there's like a rodent convention going on for Guardians of the Galaxy. And like speak out against like their animalism.
Animalism?
Animalism, yeah.
Animalism.
I don't know, racism, but for animals.
Oh,
I don't know,
okay,
what
I
would you
guess
call
a
it? I guess
racism-
wouldn't it be a racism?
Hold on. It would be
What is it?
speciesism,
Racism?
I guess.
I don't
I
know.
don't know. Okay, so another new segment that I'm starting right now. This segment is called "Where Did It Happen?" So I'm going to tell you a news story, and
You're
you're
gonna
going to try and guess where
Like,
this news story
the
happened.
least educated person you know, where did this happen?
Yes,
Oh my gosh.
not educated. Least.
Educated. I am definitely the least educated. I
No,
know.
because you're pretty
Next to
highly
nothing.
educated.
Oh, what do I know?
You know more than people who dropped out of middle school.
That's
It's a low bar, but you beat that.
that's a really low bar. Thanks. I'm so glad I beat that middle school
current
dropout bar.
events. You're current events illiterate.
I am current events illiterate.
Okay,
That
so
would-
anyways,
that could be considered
70-year-old or 78-year-old woman, that's 8 extra years, 78-year-old woman hides thousands of dollars in girdle at airport.
And girdle?
Yes.
Girdle. What the heck
The
is a girdle?
78-year-old woman, I guess she still wears girdles.
What the heck? Is that like the waist?
Yeah, it's the waist thing to pull in waists.
That's intense.
Like ladies in the old
Is
days.
she all just
did
like
that.
deformed now? Because I've seen like pictures of
Well,
that.
she put on a girdle that also had money in it. Now it might have been a fat person girdle.
Oh.
It was like this lady's like a size 0, but this girdle fits a size 5, which would make sense with how much money she put in it. So authorities say that this Florida woman went to the Detroit Metropolitan Airport with almost $41,000 in cash.
Where did this happen? I'm guessing the Detroit airport.
Ah, you would have thought this happened.
Oh, I thought you made
This
it
only
easy.
half happens in Detroit, okay?
Oh my gosh.
So,
On the airplane on the way to her destination.
yeah, I may not have wanted to said Detroit. Anyways, she recently sold her house for $120,000, wired most of the money, like $80,000, to the Philippines, and then her and her daughter were going to fly to the Philippines, and she thought, well, I'll trust wiring $80,000 to the Philippines, but not. I'm going to keep 41,000 of it because I think I can put that on me. So she declared, hold on. She initially said she had $200 in cash on her, but she submitted a form because when you leave the country, you have to submit a form saying what you're taking out, how much money you're taking out. And she put in there that she was taking out $1,200. First off, if you're going to leave the country large amounts of money, don't just start fudging up forms. That's where you get your story straight, and you just start saying, I'm carrying out $8. Secondly, police or custom and border protection officers said, this is odd, so let's search her. They found $8,000 in the wallets of her carry-on bag. They found $4,000 sewn into the cloth pouch and nearly $1,000 in envelopes. So that's just in her carry-on bag. She has $13,000. Then she told him she had $3,000 in her blouse and $2,000 in her in the strap of her bra. Well, they're like BS. So they searched her. They found $21,000 in her girdle, and yeah.
I don't understand that. Why would you need to do that? Is there like a tax or something for wiring money? It's like,
I think there's a tax for carrying money out of the country or something like that.
why don't you just wire it at all?
Well, she was afraid something might happen. She wouldn't have the money when she got there or something. I mean, that's speculation, but it seems like a decent idea. I don't know if $41,000 is the necessary amount to carry. I could see carrying $10,000 at the very least. In case it didn't, there's a 2-week hold on the wire or something.
I also like to meet the person that decided to just end up paying 81 or straight up 120,000 for the house. How do you just have that lump sum just on hand?
Oh no, that's not how that works.
What?
When you buy a house, you buy it unless you just have $120,000 in cash. You get a loan with a bank,
Yes.
and the bank pays the money
In one lump
up front.
sum.
They pay it to the person, and then you pay the bank.
Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. So, anyways, I think the real kicker is federal law requires travelers to declare if they're carrying more than $10,000. The woman hasn't been charged with anything, but the government in forfeiture said it wants to keep the money. So Detroit, they took in all this money from this lady because she didn't declare all of it, and they're just saying, we want to keep it now. This is pretty much like our money. We earned it. Which I think is also BS.
They can give it to like the social funding in Detroit.
The social funding in Detroit. Detroit's already dead. Okay, so we're changing this. Where was this lady from, Kenny?
Philippines?
No. Traveling to the Philippines.
Yeah,
To live
so
there.
I'd
her
assume
retirement.
that she was.
Where she's from the US. Where is she from?
Oh, she's from the U.S.
What state is she from?
What state? Florida.
She is from Florida, in fact. Look at Kenny. Got the first one right. This Florida woman went and did this. I'm only guessing that she traveled from Florida and made it to Detroit International Airport. And when she exited through customs, they found all this out.
Wouldn't that be going the wrong way? I guess
Not
Detroit's
for
a
international flights.
little
There's main
west of
international
Florida.
hubs.
Yeah. Okay.
They traveled out. But, Florida woman. It's Florida. You are amazing. You are the best
I don't
country
know
ever.
why so many stories come from Florida. It's just really weird.
Okay, next story. Alleged burglar caught after beating cops in donut eating contest.
Burglar beats cops in donut
Donut eating
eating
contest.
contest. Why is this like the most cliche story ever?
I don't know, but it's amazing. It happened this week on the 9th. So this dude goes to this donut eating contest that was was shown the news. He's like, cool, I can go beat cops in this.
Yeah, that's
He
like
downs Bradley Hardison downed 8 donuts in 2 minutes during a contest, which, frankly, I think that's under par.
that's a
When
lot
I
of
think of donuts that I can eat in 2 minutes, I think of
in 2 minutes
12,
though.
15.
It's like it's really dry and
You got a water bottle.
it's kind of gross.
But when I eat Krispy Kreme donuts, just casually eating them, I eat about 8 in 2 minutes. That's why I only go to Krispy Kreme donuts 2 to 3 times a year. Because I inhale 24 donuts.
Oh my gosh. That's
Anyways, hold on. Secondly, okay, hold on. We'll get through this first. So it says the sheriff or the sheriff's lieutenant says his detectives have been trying to interview Hardison for about 9 months after suspecting him in break-ins at 2 local businesses. But they had evidence now, and they linked him with it because they weren't even able to get a hold of him or get in touch with him, so they couldn't bring him in for anything. They just couldn't find him. So this man, on the run from the law, decides, hey, I'm going to enter a contest, which frankly can't be like a contest with much quality or competition,
There you go.
because he only ate 8 donuts in 2 minutes. So this can't be like this is like win $20 gift card to Chili's competition. This isn't Nathan's hot dog eating contest kind of level. This is we're gonna give you $25 to Chili's if you win this. And we're just really doing this for the cops.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like on the run from the law guy does this.
Yeah,
Well, they brought him in Wednesday and said, "Congratulations on your win last night," and then handcuffed him and took him to jail. Which I think is rather amazing. So,
Gosh.
Kenny, where do you think this happened?
This. The other hints. Sounds like a small town because you're having these little.
I'll even tell you what town it happened in. This happened in Elizabeth City.
Elizabeth City. That sounds like Alabama. Somewhere south. Florida again?
No, it's not Florida.
It's not Florida. Elizabeth City. New England. New Hampshire. New Hampshire. Sorry, New Hampshire. I'm trying to think. I knew there was like a new thing. I'm just trying to think.
Okay, it's not New Hampshire. It is North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yes, you were right in a colony state, but wrong in the wrong colony state.
Yeah.
This happened in North Carolina, which I think the Carolinas may be a very frequent state on this segment. just from what I've heard recently from North Carolina, it seems like North Carolina is just going to be all over this sucker.
What have you heard? What's the
Crazy stories coming out of North Carolina. They're
Thanks.
becoming like the new Florida. I can't make specifics right now. Put me on the spotlight.
Hey. you said
Okay,
you had something.
last story of the day. 9-year-old boy fights 9-foot gator with his bare hands and lives to tell the tale.
Was he like too small for the gator to eat? Or...
No, so this 9-year-old kid, just tell me where you think it happened.
Florida.
Woo, Florida! So this 9-year-old Florida boy is just like riding down his bike one day and decides, I'm going to go swim in this restricted area of a lake. Like most 9-year-old boys probably do in Florida. So he gets in there, he swims, and he says, which I think this quote's bullcrap because this kid's 9 years old, but I'm gonna read it like verbatim. This is what's his name? I think his name is James Barney Jr.
James Barney Jr. So
Yeah.
this is like an intense 9-year-old.
Yeah.
Named after Barney.
Already
now.
have cool James, Tiberius, Kirk, similar names. Anyways, so the quote from him, it really amazed me what happened. At first, I thought someone was just playing with me, and I didn't know what happened. I reached down to grab it, and I felt its jaw. I felt its teeth, and I didn't know what to do. So I immediately reacted and hit it a couple times. Does this not sound like the most well-spoken 9-year-old?
Well, this 9-year-old was smart
Ever.
enough to fight off an alligator. So
Hold on. Okay, so if I was a 9-year-old and an alligator attacked me, I'm in the hospital, and news is there, like asking me what happened, I'd be like, so yeah, I was like driving by and I saw some water.
You were driving by as a 9-year-old.
I was driving by on a bike. A bike is the national transportation of 9-year-olds. So I was driving by on my bike, saw this water. I'm gonna take a dip. Get in the water, and this thing starts biting me, and I'm freaking out. And yeah, it was crazy. That's mine. This kid is using words such as amazement and immediately and reacted.
I don't think that's pushing it. Maybe he
I
just
don't
got
think
done
that's
taking a
pushing it all, but
vocabulary
using
quiz.
those in such a correct form. Hold on. Now listen. Have you listened to people that are interviewed on the news? That's where we get most viral videos. He didn't use words like kabooyah, kabooyah. No,
Maybe
really,
they-
am I that off? But anyways, he says he just starts like beating the crap out of this thing and fighting it off. He got 3 superficial bites, mostly on his butt, and about 30 teeth marks and claw scratches on his back.
You know he was
But
running.
in the picture, this kid's just like I wreck alligators, like with his thumbs up. He's just like, I'm awesome. Look at that picture.
Oh my gosh. He's so little. That's a 9-year-old?
That's a 9-year-old.
That's intense. He even has a teddy bear.
It's like 5 years or 5 foot tall, if
Yeah.
that maybe. Might be less than that, like 4
5
or 6.
I don't know if he's 5 feet. That's a
He's
little.
tiny. And he's
Getting
just like thumbing up the camera, like, yeah, you can't even see a scratch on him in the picture. He's just like, yeah, I fight alligators. Oh my gosh, that kid. You know that kid is in the future.
I have a
That kid's
question
going to
now.
need to be at a party for it to be a party.
I have a question now. So he has a bunch of back injuries, but he's laying on his back. What do they do with people with back injuries? Because every time I see a picture in the hospital, someone's just laying on their back. That's how they lay down. What do they do if they have a back injury like that?
I mean, I
like
guess
open
if it's
sores.
a back burn, you just lay them on their chest. If it's a full body burn, you just lay them on their back.
I've never
because-
seen that before. I have never seen someone laying on their belly in the hospital. You ever seen that before? Really?
That's how I
Never
laid
have.
most of the time when I was there. No, I didn't lay on my belly. I laid on my side, like curled up into a tiny little ball.
Fetal position.
Yeah, it was really fetal position because I had to get a what do they call it? Spinal
Spinal
tap.
Oh,
So
fun.
yeah, they suck like spinal fluid out, and it gives the worst headaches.
Oh.
So and if you like straighten up, you're dead. You just die. So you literally have to stay in this fetal position for days. It's terrible experience. But anyways, yeah. So I guess you could lay on your side or whatever. But
What'd you get a spinal tap for?
I was in the hospital for 3 days, and they thought I had malaria.
Well,
You can only really test it by getting a spinal tap. The other one of the only things you can find out from a spinal tap is meningitis, and I have spiral meningitis. Yeah, it's an incredibly rare thing. It's doctors say you probably don't even know a person who knows someone who has this. Like odds are you can't even make that connection.
well, I break that connection now.
You do.
Ah,
But
I win. Screw you, doctors.
Yeah,
I
it's
am
something
upset.
just like you're born with, and at random points in your life could happen if you have it. If you have it, nothing could ever happen. So,
So what does meningitis usually lead to? I've heard it before. I don't know.
well, what it is it escalates your white blood cell count, and your white blood cells start attacking your body.
Oh.
Your white blood cells just go crazy and start attacking yourself, and it just inner destruction of your own body.
White blood cells are usually used for immune system, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So where they usually help people, they kill people. So my
Okay.
white blood cell count was like through the roof, and it's really easy to fix once they know what you have. It took like 24 hours, but I swear they took like 3 gallons of blood trying to
Dang.
figure out what I had. Until they finally said, "Oh wait, we did a spinal tap. Let's test it for meningitis." And meningitis.
Yeah.
So,
That's convenient. Well, that's really inconvenient to find out another inconvenience, but it's convenient that they
Yeah.
found that.
Well, yeah, it's if anything like that happens again, because it was I woke up one morning, a temperature of 103.
Oh.
Just that's as quick as it came on. Drove myself to the hospital. Feel like I almost passed out on the way there, but I needed to get there, and I was there for 3 more days. Anyways, moving on. Assassin's Creed Rogue was announced.
Okay.
Is there too much Assassin's Creed?
No, in that I heard Unity is just for the one and Rogue is just for the 360. Am I
Yes,
correct in that?
Which is also stupid.
Why?
Because
No. Hear me out. At least in Unity now, you can have it like what everyone's wanting for everyone to start programming for the one and the new generation. Just forget completely about the old generation, so it's not holding stuff back. So having Unity announced was like, okay, cool. So this is like being programmed for the one. They don't care about the stupid 360. So it's just focused. so they actually can utilize everything. Kind of like Watch
See,
Dogs
I understand
did,
this, but
failed.
if you're an avid Assassin's Creed fan, like myself, I don't get to play Rogue now.
You
Can't play Rogue. It's not on the current gen system. It's on last gen.
to me, that's a little weird. I can understand Unity like completely, but
No, I can understand any game now just coming out for the current gen system.
yeah. But
I mean, that makes more sense than
old gen exclusive is a little out
that makes
there.
more sense than Destiny coming out for multiple gens. We're Destiny. We want to be a game that people play forever, but we're on the old system, and that's going to end soon.
Yeah, not on PC, which would be the thing that like you could actually see Destiny in.
Yeah, but it's I think it's just stupid. I don't get it, and it upsets me because Naval Battle was one of my favorite parts of Assassin's Creed 4. And there's debate whether or not a lot of people didn't like it, a lot of people loved it. A lot of people thought it was the best naval gameplay. I actually think that too. I actually don't know if there's an argument against that because there's not much naval gameplay
Yeah, so
in any game. But
it's the best naval game. It's also the worst because it's the only naval game.
pretty much. But it let me control a ship how I wanted to control a ship, and it was so fun. I loved Assassin's Creed 4. But I was so upset when I heard that because Rogue is based around that even more so than Assassin's Creed 4 was. Rogue is supposed to be pretty much all naval combat.
Wow.
Yeah, like that's the main thing in the game. And there's land stuff and all that. But it's like a step up of naval combat from the previous Assassin's Creed game. And it just upsets me because I won't be able to play it. Now Unity's doing great things. Unity is going to have some co-op areas and different stuff, and it's going to be fun. No naval battle at all. So that's kind of saddening, but I get it. Not every game can have that. But it's just so upsetting that this doesn't exist on the Xbox One, the current generation. It's like releasing a huge title. Well, no, this is releasing a huge title for a previous console.
Yeah. What?
I hate this mindset that we need to move forward in gaming, but we're going to keep one foot back because
No one can afford to move forward. They're just kind of marketing for that group, I guess. It's kind of weird still that there's only 25,000 people online on Call of Duty, stuff like that. There's not.
oh, because Call of Duty sucks. That's an easy answer.
I guess we can see when.
No, hold on. Full disclosure: Kenny and I are both prestige masters in Call of Duty. Play the crap out of it. Good at it. Hate it.
This is the only thing out.
Loathe the game.
Once I maxed out my rank, I was done. I haven't gone back to it.
Oh, that's how we do. Well, we play Extinction.
Try to.
Try to.
Hmm.
Freaking randoms. But
So I think there's still a market there, and that's why they'll market to it. But it's,
well, no, there's still a market there because they're still marketing to it. if they didn't market to it anymore, if they like the Xbox 360, Xbox 360 came out, freaking Xbox One game's gone like day of. Like there were like 3 that just didn't get the memo. The new console was coming out. They're like, we've been working on this for 3 years. Screw you, and just released a game. But overall, all the new games came out. There were no like dual console releases.
really.
It didn't happen. At least to my knowledge, it didn't. But it didn't need to because it was backwards compatible.
Oh, well, there you go.
But like not for like new games coming out. I don't remember.
Yeah.
It's stupid. It doesn't make any sense. I don't understand why developers don't just go, we're just putting our game out on this, and that's it. I think Microsoft seriously needs to think about just cutting off rights to put out games on 360.
360. Okay.
One, you're just telling people don't buy the new console. We're just going to keep on using this one.
That's why they won't do that, because people. I don't know. Is it? It's kind of a weird thing to see. Is it the market is there, so they're going to keep providing for it, or they're providing for it because? I'm trying to think of words right now.
They're continuing to keep a market there, and that's why there's a market still there.
Or is the reverse of that? There's still a market there, so they still provide for it.
No. If
No,
they didn't
just
continue
no.
providing for it, there wouldn't be a market there. And the entire market would be on the Xbox One if only games were coming out on the Xbox One. Sales of the Xbox would go up. More people would be playing on the Xbox One.
Maybe that's what their thing is. They're kind of worried that their sales will just go to PS4.
No, their sales are crap because they're just coming out with everything on the same consoles or on both consoles. No one has a reason to upgrade.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so. It's not. There is a lot better experience, almost somewhat on Xbox One, but I guess if you don't, they want to show anyone that, they kind of really don't have that experience.
No, they have no reason to come up. I only do because I have money to do this nonsense. So that's why. And I didn't think this crap would last this long of like dual releasing consoles.
How old is the Xbox One now? Is it a year yet?
No, it'll be a year in November.
November.
Yeah. And that's about the time I got my 360. It was a year after it came out.
Really?
I dodged Red Rings of Death.
Oh. I think. Yeah, that's where I was too. Mine was just like a couple days after the Halo 3 release. Or I don't know how. It was,
I think I was also like 15 when it came out. I may have been 16. I don't remember. I think I was 15. How old is the first console? Or, 360.
I don't know.
Either.
Good question.
That's a good question.
I think it's a decade, isn't it?
Is it?
I
When did Halo 2 come out?
10 years. Isn't this the 10 years?
Oh, yeah, it is the 10 years. So the Xbox 360 is about 8 years old.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, about 8 years ago, 15. Yeah. So, yeah, I had to wait on my parents to decide, oh, it's Christmas time, let's get you this. So that's how I had to get my consoles back then. Now I don't have to do that. I have a job. But,
They're at the midnight release for these things now.
anyways, back to Assassin's Creed. It just feels like too much. Because, yes, in the past, they've usually released 2 Assassin's Creeds. Like on the same years.
Really?
Yeah. But
When
it's
was that?
been like portable versions of Assassin's Creed.
Oh.
And different stuff like
This
that.
is that's kind of like what this is. They're providing for like the lesser performance.
I guess so, but I
console.
still want to play it. So bad. And I can't. So my market's not there. Definite buy, not there.
Well, it's not Ubisoft's fault. You weigh your 360.
It's not my fault Ubisoft won't move into the current generation with all their games. You like how I used all, don't you? Halo's doing it.
Yeah, because they couldn't really provide all that on a disc. I'd do Blu-ray for that, I assume.
I guess so, but still.
And they can't run 1080p 60 on.
Halo's
360.
doing it. They're understanding. And I am so happy about that.
It's gonna be interesting.
I've talked to several different people who said, now that Halo's coming out on this, I'm buying the console.
You've convinced many people
Because
to do
it's
that.
only console that or they're not coming out on 360. There's got to buy an Xbox One because of Halo.
You don't want to play Halo 2 on the 360 again?
I hope not. That would be a dumb upgrade.
Here's the re-release of Halo 2. It's not the anniversary edition. We just re-released it. We started
Okay.
selling it again.
So earlier this week I was listening to the Destiny podcast. or the Bungie podcast, which is like back from January, but I just wanted to listen to it again to get a feel of what they were thinking and what they're talking about now that I've actually played it, and get more of just a sense of what they're saying exactly. And I went back and they said something that really resonated because of a forum that I was looking at earlier. There was this forum talking about the best gun in Destiny, and there was so much anger involved in that forum because it was, shoot, I don't remember what auto rifle they're talking about. These guys are talking about a specific auto rifle being the best weapon in Destiny. I'm sitting there saying, no, the Sidonia is. That's the best auto rifle in Destiny. But back up, not the best gun in Destiny. The Jigoku is the best gun in Destiny. And then another person brings up this other random scout rifle saying, no, this is the best gun in Destiny. This just poops on people. And what they said in the podcast is not everyone's going to be using the same or the same gun, because no one is going to have the same opinion on guns, which somehow perfectly predicted that forum thread. How far ago was January? 8 months ago?
Yeah.
8 months ago perfectly predicted that forum thread. Because it was wild. It was just going back and forth. No, this doesn't suck. No, Jigoku sucks. No, this sucks. You all are idiots. I think back at, and I can't get away from the thought that Bungie has created an amazing game.
Yeah.
To create a game where there is no best weapon is an amazing feat. And that's because Call of Duty does it.
Yeah.
But it's like best weapon per class. There's a best sniper. There's a best SMG.
Not really. They all have their situations.
The best assault rifle.
Like World at War was really bad. It was the MP40 by far. I'm guessing Modern Warfare 3. I don't remember Modern Warfare 2 that well, but Modern Warfare 3 was the ACR. Everyone kind of used that. Modern Warfare 2, I think, was a Scar H. Everyone agreed on.
ACR in Modern Warfare 3.
Yeah, that's why you did terrible.
No, I did not do terrible.
You did awful all the time. All the time. It's bad. Black Ops 2.
Because there was a gun named the Barrett 50 cal.
Black Ops.
It wasn't even the gun.
I don't even remember playing Black Ops.
Black Ops. Shoot, what was it? There were a couple, I guess. Black Ops was a little better. Because was it the MK13?
MK13.
MK14.
Was it even in Black Ops? I don't remember. I hated Black Ops. The
MK, the LMG.
The LMG.
The MK. I thought it was the LSAT at first because I wrecked people with it, but then we found that the MK had a faster rate of fire, same rate of damage.
That was Black Ops 2.
Black Ops 2. Sorry, I didn't even play Black Ops. Black Ops 2.
I didn't play Black Ops either. So yeah, Black Ops 2. That was.
If you want to be close range, B23Rs.
I hated that game.
Just friggin' mow people.
It was a good game. I can agree with everyone. It wasn't great. It was good though.
A lot better than Ghost.
It didn't. It didn't. I don't know. It didn't really cater to me. I don't enjoy SMG gameplay. I don't enjoy up close and personal. I'd rather just snipe people. But
see, I just use snipers unless I can use B23Rs.
Yeah.
Kimbo B23Rs. Then oh my gosh, I had the time of my life.
I can't think of the LM or the SMG for that game though. Oh my gosh, it escapes me.
So, next thing, we found out profiles aren't carrying over from the beta. Which I think, whatever, but like I packed all my stuff into the vault and all my good stuff into the vault on a whim that they keep the vault stuff. Not really caring if they did or not, but there were subtle hints and things that it may happen. Not banking on it, not really caring about it. And then they announced that I did. I felt like somebody went into their basement and cried for 3 days. I went, oh, whatever, cool.
Has it even been out 3 days? Oh, this is the third day it's
Now,
been
what they
announced.
said in the post was that they purged everything, right?
Yeah.
They purged all the vaults, everything. But right now, I'm on my Bungie app. My character's still here.
Yeah, they probably haven't gone through with it yet, but they're letting
All
everyone
my
know
stuff
they
in the
are
vault's still
going
here,
through with
everything.
it. Yeah, one of the comments on the forum.
So it still leaves the question: are they just like BSing right now?
Yeah, I could go back and look at that question, but someone did pose that question. It wasn't answered with it when we looked at it, which was Saturday after that Friday announcement. So I don't think they're BSing. I think they're just we'll get around to
Taking
it.
their time.
Yeah.
It's not like they don't have like a month or so to do it. Or before the day before the game comes out, they can do it.
Yeah.
But oh well, actually, they're still play testing. They still have Bungie employees playing a lot. Well, they may just wait right up to the edge of the game to do it.
Just playing with our guardians. This person was an idiot. What are they
I don't know.
using?
I could do it. But yeah, I don't know. I like the news
Yeah,
because I couldn't care less. That was my and it's a beta. All it is stress testing servers. It's the only reason you're playing. So they could stress test stuff, find bugs, do that. So when the game comes out, it's the correct game, not this buggy, crashing piece of crap.
yeah.
That's the reason betas exist. But people are pissed off because, hey, look, I put like 20 hours into the beta. I understand what you mean when you say, I put so much time and energy into it. You got to understand first, though, if you're going to put so much time and energy into a beta, then be hurt by the fact that you can't carry over things. Don't play the beta then, because you don't understand what a beta is.
Yeah, there's been some games they did that though.
No, I can think of one game. Did they ever put over things?
What was that?
Gears of War.
Gears of War.
2. Gears of War 2. Beta for it, they carried over the stats.
Stats.
There was nothing else to carry over.
I never played Gears of War.
I'm sorry.
I don't know.
Sorry for you.
Oh. I don't care.
But yeah, so I would qualify that as good news.
And then again, you get longer gameplay experience. You get the actual experience of going through 1 through 8. I think that would have been like a really big handicap for people, especially in multiplayer, where you have the characters at level 8, but that was the accelerated timescale. They did that in 3 days on Xbox.
Yeah.
But now you
how
have
accelerated it was because I got there in a day.
got all 3 characters there in a day. You could.
Yeah, you could do that because the story missions just give you so much XP.
Yeah, but that's almost like I don't know if that's halfway through, but that's almost halfway through in like 8 through 20. But that's kind of a good thing they did that. Ooh.
Oh well, yeah, you got to experience things quicker
Yeah.
and stuff, and they got to test bugs and do all that stuff. But we'll see. Let me see. Okay, the last thing I want to talk about today is Halo map remakes. Some of the maps they're making in Halo 2. I've had a lot of kind of heartache the last week since we did the last podcast
Really?
over Halo 2 remakes. Because they added such a big thing into Ascension that we started off, or this conversation last podcast started off with, this may not be a big deal, turning to, oh my
crap.
gosh, what have they done?
Yeah.
And that gave me a lot of heartache because there was a Coagulation is being remade. And I was just trying to figure out what they could do with Coagulation. There's only 2 buildings. So what could be done with those 2 buildings? And the only thing I could really
Make
think
a
of that
third
would be
building.
interesting or creative to do with those 2 buildings is like create like a lockdown type thing. Where there's a button on the building something and it locks down the entire building, door shut, sunroof closes. All that
That's
happens.
intense. Yeah.
And that would drastically change Capture the Flag. So
What?
much.
They ever
You could
do
just
that?
have one person tamp that button.
They did that.
And this is just random speculation on what they could do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just wondering, because they put in this like wild thing into
Oh.
Ascension. What could they do to coagulation?
Yeah. I'm trying to think of a map that they locked up at some point, but all I can think of is maps they've unlocked, like Snowbound. They removed the shield doors in Halo 3 update. Zanzibar, I forget what it's called in Halo 3, but in Halo 2, Zanzibar, did it have like the vehicle access things locked up, so you couldn't drive like Warthogs in and out of that building?
Yeah, you could lock up that door.
Okay,
You couldn't drive
So
walk
that-
up, but it
that-
wasn't a complete lockdown.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was something, but I can't think of a building that they locked up, completely. No, nothing's coming to mind. I feel like there was one though.
I'm forgetting right now what maps are being remade for some reason. I don't understand why. I know it's Zanzibar, Ascension, Coagulation. What the heck is that map? That foggy swamp map thing.
Isn't it just swamp? Something like that.
I don't remember. Why is this stuff not in my brain?
I don't know. But, yeah, it's gonna be different. It'll be changed, and hopefully they're smart enough to keep up the vanilla stuff, so that you can actually go back and play the actual map as it was in Halo 2, instead of like the updated version in this Anniversary Edition. That you still have that Halo 2 experience. So I hope it remains, for the most part, untouched, if not just completely untouched, due to, because I'm really scared of like how Call of Duty has been using the same engine for all their games.
Oh well, yeah, I'm excited for the old engine.
Yeah. So, but I'm hoping they didn't touch anything in that, because even little tiny changes can affect the game so much. Like, even though they've changing the kill times between guns just slows down or speeds
Oh no, sorry,
up.
they're releasing 6 maps.
I thought it was 5.
I thought it was 5 too.
Maybe just re-release all of them. So, are they releasing all the Halo maps inside this map or map pack? This
Yeah,
game?
this original thing.
So we can play Halo 2 and Guardian and
Well, I don't know. That's up for debate right now.
really.
Yeah, I don't know if you could play all maps across all games,
That'd be cool.
but I know you could play all the Halo maps while playing on the Halo 2 engine.
Wonder how much that'll change. That's kind of interesting.
But yeah, I don't know if you could play Halo 3 maps on Halo 2.
So, all right, what are you more excited for? I'd really wish I could ask Isaiah this because he hasn't played either, really. But what are you more excited for, Destiny or Halo?
Oh, Halo.
Halo?
Halo by far.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, that's not to diminish my excitement for Destiny, but this is my favorite game ever. Halo 2.
Oh. Yeah.
You can't give me more excited for another game. Spent so much time on the game, loved it so much, just every aspect of it. And it's coming out and I can play it again online. So happy for this. Now that's not, Destiny is close second. Just because I've wanted an RPG, MMO-like, first-person shooter for such a long time. Always wanted that. And it's here finally, so that's cool.
It's by Bungie, so you get...
And it's Bungie making it,
Yeah.
and so far, I don't have a complaint with the game. Not one.
Yeah, I'll have to see. That's what...
We have some doubts on some things, but we have doubts. We don't have anything to complain about so far with the game. So
Vehicles,
I'm
I hate
100%
vehicles.
happy with it. Everything we
Jumps.
played the
I
beta.
can complain about Destiny all day. I trash talk about Destiny all I want.
Yeah, whatever. But I thoroughly enjoyed the game, enjoyed everything about it. And I'm just I'm incredibly excited for what's to come in the game.
That's why I really hope to have asked Isaiah that, because he would have more of a, I think he'd have more of a debate on that, because he hasn't really played either, he hasn't really experienced either. But I think I have to agree with you in that I've gone back and been playing Halo 3, and it's a game. That's like the closest thing I can really access to Halo 2. Maybe a bit slower and not as haphazard, but Destiny is still up for. What the heck is that thing called? Up for. Thank you for the phrase.
For judgment.
For judgment. No, it's not it, but yeah, that's what it is. It can go either way. It's on the fence.
Oh yeah, yeah. We haven't really played it yet,
They-
so yeah. But I know Halo 2. I know I love the story. I love the campaign of Halo 2.
It's not just the campaign
I
of Halo
love the
2.
maps.
It's
I love
the
custom games.
Halo campaign.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to include Forge. They will.
See, if you asked me if I'm excited for the Master Chief Collection, freaking ecstatic. I'm more excited for Halo 2 than the Master Chief Collection.
Really? You don't like the 4,000 gamer score?
I don't really care. Don't really care about. I mean, I'll play through I'll play through the entire story all the way through. The first thing I'm going to do. Get on that, play through the entire story. If Zombies is a custom game right off the bat, or not custom game, but in matchmaking, I'll play that first.
Did we discuss custom games in Destiny last podcast?
No, we didn't.
I wonder if that'll be a thing, because
I don't know what they can do with it. I'm hoping for
anything
I
Halo
have
could have
this-
done.
I have this weird infected passion. I love infected playlists. I don't understand it. They're not even really that fun.
I don't.
But I love them so much because just
It's
the
the one
hectic
time-
crap at the very end is just a freaking adrenaline rush.
It's the one time you get kills. That's what you're excited about. It's the
No,
one time.
it's the
so
time I
bad.
don't get any kills. If I get infected first or near the first, I'm screwed.
You sit there all pouty and sad.
I do sit there pouty and sad.
See, so it is the kills. You like the kills.
But no, I like just the just insanity at the end of the map and just screaming at the very end. Just those last like 5 seconds, just being overtaken. That is the best part of that game or that playlist. But anyways, there's so many fun things we used to do in Halo 2 with Infected before it was a playlist. When it was just a custom game,
yeah.
we just grabbed random people, got in lobbies, played Infected for 4 hours. It was the funnest thing because some of the things you could do in Halo, because you could move around environment things. They're like boxes in rooms that you could move around and board up entrances. And it was just so fun. You could do that crap. You'd have like 3 people all like punching a box to try and move it in front of the door. And same with like barriers and crap. It's just the funnest thing. I don't know. I'm just so very excited
Yeah.
for this game.
But that's why I'd actually be really, really excited if Destiny created these sort of
Custom games.
and then like
Or
implemented them.
introduce fun playlists.
Yeah. Like I would. Oh my gosh, snipes and shotguns. Oh my gosh, I would love that playlist.
I could use a shotgun on the inside. Had to create Titan, but I could do it.
No
I'm
supers.
not really up for the snipers in Destiny. I don't know what it is about them. Don't like 'em.
Really? How can you not?
I
Oh my
don't know.
gosh.
I really don't. I'd really like to. I constantly tried to use them. Something
Yeah.
about them doesn't
It was kind of inconsistent. I feel like
sit right. It might
Some-
have been the inconsistency. I don't know. Some
Some shots
things didn't sit right with me.
thought
I
I
didn't
hit.
like them.
I missed, but
Not to say they're bad weapons. People are good with them. And that can be a great asset to a team. I'm just not one of those people. I'm one of those people with the scout rifle. Tag somebody in the head 3 times. I'm happy. But with the Jigoku, the best weapon in the game. Yeah. But yeah, I think it'll be fun to see where these two are. Be sure to tune in to the next podcast. Hang out. I have a friend of mine. He's
Mario.
independent game designer. He does a comic book, all kinds of stuff, and he's a single player guy. Only really likes single player games, Nintendo gaming guy. But yeah, his main thing, he doesn't really like, he's not against multiplayer, but he doesn't like it. He doesn't enjoy it, but he's very excited for Destiny. And he's excited for Halo 2 coming out, or the Halo Master Chief Collection coming out and stuff, because he loves these games. So it'll be interesting to hear from his perspective about what he liked, didn't like from the Destiny beta, what he's excited for in this Halo relaunch, what other games he's excited for. We'll be talking about some Nintendo stuff next time, which will be fun because there are some cool games. We'll get some stuff. He got to play Super Smash Brothers already. We'll talk a bit about Mario Kart just because that's just so fun.
Yeah.
New Mario Kart's just so fun. We'll probably get you to play it, Kenny, before we do the podcast, just so you can have your little opinion about it because it's so fun.
Going from the N64 to the Wii U, like what?
Yeah, that's a shift.
Yep.
But let's see. And yeah, we'll get a fun new perspective on this podcast, and these should become regular. But yeah, new perspectives are fun. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. This has been the Trash Talkers podcast. Have a great night, great morning, or great evening, depending whatever time you're listening to this. Goodbye.
Hi.